Illustrate this here. This is my cell phone. I am what it says I am. I can do what it says I can do. And anybody that wants to call me that knows my cell phone number, they can dial my number up and call me. And hello, how are you? This is Pastor Mike. The people that I call on this cell phone are logged. The text messages that I send to my wife, my sweetie pie, they're logged as well. If you have an electronic device such as a cell phone, an iPad or whatever, a computer, there is a list of things that you do that are being kept a record of. Somebody somewhere is keeping a record of it. And what they're wanting to do, and this has been going on for years, what they want to do is they want to database your personality fingerprint. The sites that you go to, the things that you Google, the things you look up, so they can take that data, crunch it down into a package, and sell it to an advertiser. And the advertiser now is going to target you specifically for advertisement. In other words, you won't be getting advertisements for rutabaga sprouts because you don't really care about rutabaga sprouts. But you will be getting advertising based upon the things that you have looked for, the things that you have seen, the things that you have taken a picture of, the places that you've been that you've taken a picture of with your mobile phone. They're databasing everything, and everybody now, everybody is going to be categorized into a group, into a setting. They're going to be identified. Remember a few weeks ago we did a Watchman broadcast on this issue, on the identity mark of the beast. The New World Order people, which is the advertisers, the governments, the businesses, everybody, they're databasing us right now. They're getting an idea of who, and we're the ones telling them all this stuff. They're not peeking into our private lives. Everything that we do is out in the open now, or practically out in the open now. And they're just compiling it together. They're marking and identifying people right now in this brave new world we live in. Boy, I tell you what, wouldn't it be nice to be able to go back to a time, wouldn't it be nice to be able to go back to a time when we didn't have all these electronic devices, we didn't have all this stuff, we led pretty private lives. Well, hang on a second, I just had a thought here. There's a story here from WorldNet Daily this week. Report warns Obama about new dark ages. Two national security experts have issued a report through the Heritage Foundation that warns Obama administration officials to start working now to prevent and mitigate the damage from an electromagnetic pulse attack on the United States because of the potential for unimaginable devastation. Now, there's been countless stories come out on this thing here recently. One idea is that somewhere around 2012, okay, in 2012, supposedly, all of the Earth's, the Sun's energy is building up, and it's going to shoot out this massive electromagnetic pulse toward planet Earth, and it's going to disable every electric or electronic device that there is. It just won't work anymore. There is also the idea that one of our enemies, and we have more than one enemy in this country, we'll be able to, with the right technology, the right know-how, and let's see, WikiLeaks has come out and said, oh, let's see here, there is information being traded between North Korea, not a friend of ours, Iran, not a friend of ours, we think China's involved, we know Russia's involved a little bit, and all these nations that are not us and don't like us are trading all this nuclear secrets behind our backs. Okay? One group, one man in an airplane, one guy, it doesn't matter, detonating a nuclear bomb in the right stratosphere, or a group of them, could disable all of the electrical facilities and electronic things in this country just like that. This would plummet this country to below the third world level. More than likely, and a report came out several months ago, more than likely millions and millions of Americans would die of starvation, of disease, of things like that, because we have become so reliant upon electricity. If you remember, we featured this movie in, let's see, what video was it? The Mother of All Secrets. where there was to be a change. Man was to be changed. He needed to evolve into a better state because he was killing the planet. And in this movie, the alien, the God, decided to go ahead and change mankind, and he disabled everything electric in the entire world. So now we have to go back to being farmers and digging stuff out of the ground and shooting little animals. That's what we have to go back to. And they say this as this is probably the best thing that they think could happen to mankind in this world. Now, this little pet theory that I have, and it's just a theory, and I'm going to present it to you that way. I believe in the literal interpretation of the Bible. I believe that if the Bible says that David picked up 5 stones and he picked up 5 stones, I believe that Goliath was 6 cubits in a span, and I believe all of those things. We see a multitude of prophecies in the Old Testament that speak of armies coming with swords and spears. Now, I don't know that that really happens nowadays. Unless the capability for all these electronic weapons of war are completely done away with and are ineffective. It could very well happen that way. But I think that we're heading to a time when America, and this is just one of the ways that it could be brought about. America would be brought literally down to her knees. And what God said in Deuteronomy 28 is that you shall be brought down very low, and all these other nations are going to be brought up very high. I think we could see that taking place in this country. Several of you sent me this links about this food safety reform bill. The Senate passed the FDA Food Safety Modernization Act by a 73 to 25 vote today. That means a lot of people that you voted on, that you wanted to be conservative and not change the country, they voted on it anyway. The $1.4 billion bill is the first major overhaul of food safety law for the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in 70 years and gives FDA an enhanced responsibility to ensure the nation's food safety. The bill gives FDA greater authority to initiate recalls rather than waiting for food companies to voluntarily recall food products. Food processors and farmers also would be required to develop strategies to prevent contaminations and would be required to allow FDA access to all records. Now, I'm going to show you a clip of another article here that sort of outlines what's in this bill. Number one, it puts all U.S. food and all U.S.